Hello, everybody. This is Kenny Cummins here, chilling with Kenny C. This is the 16th year anniversary show right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. I can't just give you the usual introduction, so I'm going to do a little something special in honor of my guest at this time. The following interview is scheduled in a 25-minute limit, scheduling on this anniversary for Chilling with Kenny C. Introducing my guest at this time, originally from Detroit, Michigan, residing in Cincinnati, Ohio, representing the Northern Wrestling Federation, one of the hard fought competitors that you see in this greater Cincinnati area and Northern Kentucky area. This man has a big match coming up this Saturday at Fan Fest 15, aka Summer Sizzler, and he will be in a non-sanctioned match against friend turned foe Joshua. My guest goes by the name of Andrew Right Now Weed.
Man, I was just gonna let you keep going. That was awesome. Hey, my man. Thanks for having me on, and congrats on your anniversary on the
Yeah,
show.
appreciate you, man. We definitely been trying to get Andrew on for a couple months, but you know the
Oh yeah.
saying, timing is everything. And the fact that this interview is happening on this anniversary show just 2 days before NWF's highly anticipated show makes it all worth it. Things just work out for a reason.
Oh yeah.
So I've been a fan of NWF from a distance for over a decade. So I went to a show early 2010s, and then I got reconnected with Revolution Rising in Cincinnati. And then I told Big Mama when I interviewed her, I'm going to start going to these shows. And Covington just ended up being the show that I ended up going to. I've been to every single show thus far this year, January through July. And one of the bouts that has stood, the feuds that has stood out to me the most is yourself and Joshua. Now, you and Joshua do have history. Y'all were friends, tag team partners, calling workshop all over the NWF. So I didn't really get to see the early stages of what led to y'all facing each other. I saw, the match that you and Josh had. Like if Josh were to lose, he would have ended his NWF career. But just go take me back to how this got started last year.
All right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Everybody says, this is a year in the making, but to be completely honest, it's more than a year in the making. So ultimately, when we broke up as a tag team, it was at the Summer Sizzler last year. So this this match has been a year in the making, but there's so much history before that. Joshua and I were going to become a tag team. COVID happens, then we kind of come back, but not really. And then we're finally back. And when we're back, I mean, we were one of the most dominant tag teams that there is. And towards the end of our run, he just got too focused on his issues with Nikki Victory. And at the time, I thought I was helping her because he was disrespecting her, but it turns out that she doesn't care. And so that caused a divide between us. And last year at the Sizzler, he put his hands on me. So after that, it's full go. There's no turning back from that.
So yeah, one of the moments of this feud, I don't know if it was Wrestle Blast or Shot Through the Heart. It was definitely a Covington show. You versus Joshua. And if Joshua lose, his career was over. You had him right where you want him. Nikki comes out trying to do the right thing, supposedly, and then she did what she did. and Nikki and Joshua are a united front, obviously. And then y'all two have been going at it throughout this year. Things have got very personal between the two. I mean, just friends turned to foes. And now Roger Ruffin, Wildcat Chris Harris, looking at the situation and say, you know what? We can't just give them a regular match because things are gonna get out of control, out of hand. So we're just gonna leave it out of our hands, per se.
Well, and honestly, they didn't really have a say in the matter. Because to be completely honest with you, I was threatening to quit if I didn't get this match, non-sanctioned, no rules, anything goes. If I didn't get this match, if they because they weren't going to make it, I had to corner Tony Bryant down and make sure that he got in cat's ear that this match would happen. Ultimately, Roger Ruffin made it happen, and thankfully, because I don't want to quit the NWF, I love the NWF, but for the past year, I haven't been able to wrestle. I got to look over my shoulder every single time. Josh was always there to cost me time after time, and I'm tired of it. I just can't wait to be done with them and at the Sizzler. The NWF can't be held liable for what's going to happen in the match. And that was a smart move on their part. That's all I got to say about that.
Very, very smart move. Like, non-sanctioned. If you are at the Sizzler this Saturday evening, may want to, if you bring kids with you, may want to keep them in the back somewhere because this fight ain't gonna just remain in the ring area per se. It might be in the crowd, might be in the locker room, might be in the bathroom, it might even be all over Covington, for I know. But one thing is certain, this was bound to happen, and it is ironically 1 year that things took a turn differently. Of course, you're one of my friends in the NWF.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm rocking the shirt right now, Reed. And of course, I've seen you in New South Wrestling on several occasions there. So, man, this is going to be an epic show this Saturday. Get your tickets if you haven't already. NWFWrestling.com. The first row VIP tickets are sold out already. I think there's still limited second row. And if you get the VIP ticket, you get to go in 30 minutes before general admission does. You get the meet and greets. You get 2 bonus matches. I mean, and I look at Summer Sizzler more than just a wrestling event. It's a day-long extravaganza because you got the meet and greets, you got the bonus matches, you got the main card, and you got the after party. It's a day-long event.
I mean, it really is a day-long event, and I can't stress it enough. It's the most fun that you can have as an NWF fan. It's our way of giving back to the NWF fans for being so loyal throughout the year. Getting to talk to everyone beforehand, all the games, and everybody getting together, bringing the legends in. I mean, it's all just a big thank you to the fans because we see you guys. I see you out there supporting every Covington, or when I go to New South, like you were saying, or I see the regulars, and it's you guys that keep us going, and then every time we bring in new people, they're impressed because they see us, they see this audience reacting, they see this amazing event. And really, I mean, there's no better time to bring a friend and introduce them to wrestling than the Summer Sizzler. It's like you said, an all-day event, an all-day party. So
all-day party. And I will say one of my favorite things about the Covington shows is just the Polaroid pictures, ringside.
oh yeah.
That is as old school as it gets. You don't
Yeah,
get that with any other promotion. And if I see any other promotion in the tri-state area try to do that, then I know where they got it from.
Hey,
AWF, the first, the
Roger
best, the
Ruffin is
last.
yes, sir. Roger Ruffin, he's an old school guy, but there's a reason why, he's been doing this for 25 years. And there's a reason why. I mean, it's the 16th anniversary of your show today. It's the 15th anniversary of FanFest Saturday. As long as you've been running, he's been doing the same thing, and it's he's one of the staples of wrestling in our area. So I couldn't work at a better place, or learn from a better guy. So
Yeah, Roger Ruffin, I've gotten to know him. Well, I've interviewed him before back when I had a wrestling show. Now this show that you are a part of is more of a variety show, and I'm now just getting wrestlers into the fold. I've gotten an interview with some of NWF talent, yourself, Wiley, Beck, and many other Big Mama, many others. It's a good time to be an NWF fan, and this is the biggest show. You're gonna see some, some. This is the show when you really gotta step it up. This is one of the shows you get to debut some new moves, maybe debut new attire, maybe, and this is a great time to be an NWF fan. Legendary Larry D is on this retirement tour, and he's bringing it to Covington against Starlighter. I mean, speaking of personal, you got Kane and Gabriel 101 for the first time ever. Man, and of course, the aforementioned Nikki Victory versus Ella for the women's title. Swinger, Cross, contract versus title. This is a very stacked card, and
oh yeah.
I've been getting a closer look to all these storylines since January. So it's good to see it all come together, and it leads to this highly anticipated event. You have had your share of Summer Sizzler memories, obviously. Um, Talk about how much Summer Sizzler means to you as an NWF talent.
Well, I mean, it means a lot to me because Summer Sizzler and FanFest are one and the same now, So I look at it as FanFest, and I think that that was, the most important event of our year. And now it is Summer Sizzler. They're, both the one and the same. So Summer Sizzler has always been important to me because when we were no longer wrestling at the UAW Hall, and we all knew it, we lost FanFest because that was our spot for FanFest.
Mm.
So when Summer Sizzler first happened and we realized like we were going to have a FanFest again and be able to put everything that we got out there and give back to the fans, it means a lot because FanFest, I mean, I've had a lot of big moments my first time at one, I won a battle royal to go from the Future Star show to the main roster. The second one, I had another highly anticipated feud with Jesse Hyde, Fairfield's favorite son, and that was some of the best stuff that I've done in wrestling. I mean, it transformed how I look at wrestling. And then we had that tag team match last year. I mean, tag team titles on the line, and that's another match that you left out. It's even more stacked. You
Yeah.
got the Hollywood Blondes are back, and they're facing the Strays. I mean, two of the best tag teams in the NWF going at it. I mean, Summer Sizzler, it is the event to be at. So I don't know. It's very special to me. I love when it comes around every year,
Yeah, absolutely. So it is this Saturday. VIP get in at 3:30. General admission gets in at 4. Bell time is at 6. So yeah, get there early, super early than the traditional Covington shows. I like the Covington shows. For one, it's the closest to me. It's about less than an hour and a half from Lexington. So, and I did tell Big Mama I was going to go to these shows. So I've been a man of my word in that regard. I've had a lot of good memories, and I gotta say, man, a lot of things that stood out to me. Your family stands out to me. You have a very supportive family. I remember at one of the shows doing intermission, he asked me to take a picture of yourself and your family, friends, close ones. I'm like, man, there's a lot of supporters out there. And Andrew, he probably got 1/3 of the crowd's
Uh,
just family, man. How's that feel
dude,
for you just to
it,
get that big of a family to support you like that?
it's incredible, like I never forget like how blessed I am to have those people that show up every single time, like my dad and my stepmom hardly ever miss a show. And then like even like my stepsister and some other people, like they started coming because their significant others love wrestling, and like it just kind of became a big group where they'd all come together and have a good time, and but it's just it's unreal because I think everybody knew, like in my family and that was close to me, knew how much wrestling meant to me growing up. So to see them coming out and showing support, it just it means the world. I never forget how lucky I am, but that doesn't mean I don't also see like all the other people, that have supported me from day one. Like there are people from back when I was a security guard and would have a match or would referee every once in a while, and they remembered me and they still will show up to shows and talk to me after and stuff. So like I mean all the support I get, like I couldn't be more thankful for it. It's a surreal feeling, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, man. NWF definitely put in the work. Shout out to Roger, Cat,
Oh yeah.
to everybody, man, that's putting this together. And Covington has become your major shows. It feels like you got
Definitely.
Fairfield, you got Bone Crushers, Ludlow. I definitely want to go to a Ludlow show because I hear
Oh
that's one of the rowdiest crowds for
yeah.
NWF. So I
Ludlow, I mean, 200 people will sound like 2,000 in Ludlow. It's crazy. The way that building is built, it's and the way the sound in there. It's amazing wrestling in there under the
yeah,
lights, and yeah, it's a great time.
yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about Ludlow. So I have to make my way to one of these shows. And I've always wanted to go to Bone Crushers, given the history of that building. And I know a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of friends that's wrestled in that building, especially those in the Cincinnati area. So, Future Stars event, definitely putting that in consideration.
oh
So
yeah. You
um
got to check out the Future Stars. They're they've been consistently selling out Bone Crushers. Even in the heat, they would bring in so many people. I mean, that we have so much young talent coming up, and like, there's no better place to see it than at Bone Crushers. It's where we all trained. It's where I had my first opportunities. And I don't know, like it's just I just love to see the Future Stars division grow because I felt like you know such a pivotal part of the beginning of that. So to just see it like continue on, and like how much success it has, it's awesome to see, because they gave us a challenge. And since that day, all the trainees that have walked through the door have stepped up to that challenge because that show still runs. So it's pretty awesome.
to put the Future Stars show in perspective, let me tell you how big of a deal Future Stars is. A lot of wrestlers that you see on these main shows came from Future Stars. And I'll also give you another prime example. Taylor Swift had a show on the same night that Bone Crushers did, and y'all still sell out. That just
Yeah, I
tells
think there
you,
was a Reds game that night too,
yeah,
or
the
something. I don't know. It was
Reds,
like a Friday night. Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah,
sold it out.
and I'm still hanging on to the Reds. They kind of been in a
Oh
funk. You
man,
know,
me too.
they are competing for the one of the last wild card spots right now. So we'll see the next few weeks how things progress. I do
Yeah.
like De La Cruz though. I like this
Hey
dude.
man, he's electric. He's
Yeah,
it's awesome to be a Cincinnati sports fan because you get young guys on the Bengals like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and now we got young guys on the Reds like Matt McClain, Spencer Steer, Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, even India is still young in his career.
yeah,
It's just a good time to be a Cincinnati sports fan. This is a team too that like everybody thought was going to lose 100 games,
yeah.
and I wouldn't lie if I would say I wasn't included in that group. I was not expecting a lot. So, but I mean, hey, I'm along for the ride now, though. It's been a journey watching the
I,
Reds, so I hope they pull it off.
this is the most excited I've ever been as a Cincinnati Reds fan in a very, very long time. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
encouraging. They got this young core talent. Of course, you got a veteran like Joey Votto. We don't know how much he's got left, but he's still somehow contributing to the team, being that locker room leader per se. So
oh yeah,
it will be nice for him to get that taste of the postseason. Maybe the Reds can somehow make that push deep into the
Yeah.
playoffs. And
I mean, they play well against the better teams. It's
yeah,
just our division that we tend to struggle with, like the Brewers in particular. Man, it's
yeah,
so frustrating. But we
yeah,
play well against good teams, so if we can sneak in there, man, we
yeah,
can do some damage.
yeah, absolutely, man. So don't forget Summer Sizzler. It's this Saturday. VIP 3:30, GA 4 p.m. Those with the VIP 2 bonus matches you can watch before the GA gets in, and you get the meet and greet with some of the legends. Go buy Andrew's merch, by the way. Go buy his merch.
Hey, my man, I
And
appreciate it.
I got 2 of these shirts. So I'm walking the white now Reed shirt. So I don't know if you've seen some of my recent Facebook social media posts, but due to AEW Collision on Lexington, same day, of course, the tickets went on sale for Summer Sizzler a month after that. I'm not gonna be able to attend. I really want to see you and Joshua go at it. Um, but I am wearing an NWF shirt to Collision in honor
Hey,
of Summer Sizzler. I just got the shirt in the mail. You can get those at ProWrestlingTees.com. Rep the NWF Army. Go get the shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com. Check out Joshua and Andrew Reed. Check out Papa No Joe, everyone's homie,
oh yeah,
looking to challenge DC for the heavyweight championship. And I'm very curious to see who does Lord Crew have as a replacement with the Natty Boys against
I don't know, man.
Lawson. Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine.
So
So
the one thing about Crew, he got something for the NWF Army. So fasten your seatbelts for that. So Andrew, thank you so much for your support, the friendship. Shout out to all the NWF talent, even though some of them give them a hard time sometimes. I ain't gonna name no names. Joshua. But you got any final words for Joshua? I
uh,
want you to look at the camera, man. I want you to get in the right now mode. You got any final
yeah.
words for Joshua?
Like
Just
I
two
try not to go into
nights.
these things. I try not to go into these like podcasts all aggressive, but if I gotta say something to Joshua, in all
Yeah,
seriousness, you shouldn't have brought up my family because that's when you took this thing over the line. Like we could have just had a wrestling match, but we're not gonna have a wrestling match. We're gonna have a fight. So Saturday, Summer Sizzler, don't miss out. Uh, it's going to be a great show. I appreciate you for having me on, man. For real, it's been a good time talking to you.
great to have a chat with you on the show. Make sure if you're in the greater Cincinnati area, in the northern Kentucky area, make your way to Hits Sportsplex at Covington, Kentucky for Summer Sizzler this Saturday night. 3 long extravaganza. So you get the meet and greets, you get the bonus matches, VIP only, of course. You get the main show, over 10 plus matches on the card. So fasten your seatbelts. And again, with this being a non-sanctioned match, you got kids with you, may want to tell them to get to the back. You know what I'm saying? Because that match is that fight, not a match, the fight is gonna get out of hand. So Andrew, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck goes out to you this Saturday, and please beat Joshua. Put an end to this once and for
Oh,
all. I saw
I
the
pre-
picture. I saw the picture of the kill shot
yeah.
spinoff.
I knew some people would get the reference there. So,
Look,
oh yeah,
he's from
I got my
Detroit.
sights.
He's from
Yeah,
Detroit. A certain rapper is from Detroit. About to give
yes
him
sir.
that. He about to give him that MGK treatment. Looks like so.
Hey, yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna have to switch up his whole. He won't even be wrestling anymore. He's gonna be in a whole different sport when I'm done with him, man. So just like him,
savage.
GK.
Yeah, so thank you, Andrew. You have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week and have fun at Summer Sizzler, man.
Hey, thanks, man. The only thing I regret is that you're not gonna be able to make it. But
That's
have fun with your night, and I appreciate you having me, man. So
yeah. I'll be
I'll see you
back.
around,
I'll be back in September once they announce
my
the
man.
date for Covington show. Take care, man. You have a good night.
Yep, you too, man.
All right.